let's talk about mapping your network so you make sure you're targeting the right people. Okay. You can call it strategic approach. You can call it coming up with a plan, whatever you want to call it. Just think about you have to know where you're going in order to build a proper plan. We can reverse engineer anything. And there's actually another one of my specialties is I can take any goal and within the matter of a few days, I can put a plan together to where we can pretty much reverse engineer this thing all the way to the end goal. So what do I mean when I say strategic mapping? Mapping your network to the right people. Well, you want to move beyond like random events and you don't want to just like be meeting with anybody. Like you got to think about, I want you guys to start thinking about your time as being just as valuable as the people that you're reaching out to, right? Whether or not these directors, executive levels, whatever it is, your time is valuable as well. So let me give you an example of what I mean. For me, when I first started this role, I used to have no control over my calendar. So people would come in and they would like book meetings and stuff at times while I would be doing other tasks. And I had to learn how to time block, which is time blocking is you take 1 to 2 hours and you block it off on your calendar to where no one else can schedule something during that time. So sometimes, depending on how much work I have, I might block off the whole day. Or I might block off the second half of the day or towards the end of the week or at the start of the week. It just kind of depends on what my workload is or what my expected workload is for that week. So here's my strategy, and this is what I do. From a calendar standpoint, Mondays to Tuesdays are my busiest days. These are the days where I can get ahead of my deals. I can do all of my outreach. I don't take any meetings that are not mandatory on Mondays and Tuesdays. I'm going to say that again. I don't take any meetings that are not mandatory, meaning they're not my manager, they're not my skip level manager or something. If it's anything that I can reschedule, I put that towards the end of the week. That goes for helping out teammates, talking to people who are not in the industry, who want to get into the industry. I wait until towards the end of the week. I focus on RGAs. What do I mean by that? Revenue generating activities. I'm going to say it again. RGA, revenue generating activities. This can be training. Obviously, this is reaching out to customers. This may be following up on certain accounts, entering in my deal information, partnering with the people who I'm supporting to make sure that I have the right target accounts and stuff. And from Wednesday, I kind of slack off just a little bit in terms of I open up a couple of my couple times slots on my calendar for people internally to meet with me. On Thursday and Friday, I have 2 to 3 hours available to where now I can pour into my teammates or I can pour into other people who want to get into the industry. So why is this important to you? Because the reason why this is important is because you want to take the approach when you're thinking about who to target the same way. I prioritize my network. People who are in a decision-making position, this is my direct manager, their managers for sure, target team leaders on the teams that I want to join. And whenever they're available, I can fit my schedule around them because this is a high impact type of meeting. Next after that, I have like a mid tier to where these are teammates. This may be some admin type work, maybe the renewals team, something like that. I put that second to where, okay, I can squeeze them in on Wednesdays. And then everybody else, I put them on Thursdays and Fridays. So this session is going to help you focus your efforts on the maximum impact, like I was just saying, by connecting with individuals who can genuinely advance your career. I'm going to say that again. You want to connect with people who can help advance your career. Why? I am not talking, I'm not talking to my colleagues No, I can talk to them on Thursday and Friday. Like, what are we talking for? No. Thursday and Friday, I can talk to them. But here's how you're going to do it. Quality over quantity. Learn how to create a curated focus list of internal and external leaders, potential mentors, and sponsors who truly align with your goals and can help you grow. How do you know if these people are aligned to your goals? Because when you had the meeting with them, you was genuinely curious about what type of person they is, and you're also checking for synergy when you're meeting with them. You're checking for synergy to see if this even a manager that you can see yourself working for in the first place. Now that I've moved up in corporate, I understand that your manager is just as important as the role or the company that you join. Because they're going to have a direct impact on how effective you are in your current role and whether or not you can use this role to prepare for the next one. This is something that I like right here, locating the invisible room. What do I mean by that? Check this out. The most valuable connections aren't made in crowded conferences. I don't go to mastermind meetings. I don't go to job fairs. I don't go to any of those things. I don't. I'm going to tell you what's crazy. Volunteer events, and I got it right here. Volunteer boards, industry forums, non-mandatory committees. You'll be surprised the type of people you'll meet and the quality of people you'll meet at events where neither one of you have to be there. Think about that for a second. You'll be surprised at what type of people you meet when neither one of you have to be at that event. The micro touch strategy. So I want you to use high value engagements to show that you're paying attention and understand their work. What does that mean? Guys, you're going to do a little research on the person before you actually meet with them. Like, go to their LinkedIn, see where they went to school at, see where their last couple of roles at. What I like to do personally is I go and I see where did they start. Believe it or not, a lot of the managers at one point in time have started in the role that I'm in right now. So I can speak to that like, hey, when you were a salesperson before you became a leader, did you start to prepare for the leader role while you were still a seller? How was that transition like? What type of training did you do? Did you have a mentor? Did you let your manager know ahead of time that you wanted to become a leader? Like, was it after the first year or the second year? So I'm asking insightful questions, and this lets them know that I've been paying attention to them and I've done my research. Check this out, a well-placed insightful comment on a LinkedIn or quick internal email referencing a recent project shows you're engaged and informed. That goes back to the differentiation. And that's how you're going to beat other people. You're going to beat them, guys. I promise you. Make no mistake about it. This is very much a competition. The higher up you go, the lower amount of jobs there are, and the more competition it is. So the higher up you go, the more lucrative it can be. Obviously, you're going to get paid more. You're going to have, more opportunity to gain visibility, all those type of things. But with that being said, it's also going to be more competitive. So these are going to be things that's going to set us apart. Let's do a recap. Module 2, step 2, strategic mapping. You want to make sure that you identify and target the right people and places. You want to focus on maximum impact by connecting with individuals who can genuinely advance your career. You're not spending a lot of time talking to your goddamn teammates. You love them, but ain't no time for that right now. You're talking to people who are decision makers. And here's the 3 takeaways. Identify your top 10 targets. So this would be the top 10 leaders. Now, the way I would do it is, if you have, let's say you got 4 teams, potentially that you want to join, I would do the 4 leaders of those teams. I would do the one or two executives that's over those managers, and then the rest I'll do a couple of people from each team so I can get insights into what it's like working on a team. Maybe I can get some insights into what the expectations are. And now I'm starting to build out my pitch. So when I get into the interview process, I can speak to these things that I've learned on my own. Locating the invisible room. The most valuable connections aren't made at crowded conferences. They're made at places where neither one of you have to be. And a micro touch strategy. You want to do high value engagements, show that you're paying attention. And even if it's something small that you mentioned, like, hey, I seen on the other day. Matter of fact, you ain't even got to say I seen. You could just say, hey, so how was the event on Tuesday? You guys really seem like you had a great time. I was very interested in the topic that you're talking about. How did it go? That shows that you're paying attention.